Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. It has been a while since I've been here, so I do apologize. I have been super busy with my graduate program, work, family, life, just everything has gotten in the way that it possibly could the last few months. But I really utilize crafting as my self-care, and so I wanted to kind of get back to that to center myself. We need to prioritize things that we love along with our responsibilities, so we have a more fulfilling, meaningful life and we feel more satisfied. That's really important. A lot of people don't do that enough times, and it does affect us everywhere. So I want to make a special announcement that I am now a design team member for Crafty Critta. I'm so excited to announce it because I've been a long time customer of theirs. I absolutely love this company. They are based out of Australia. I do believe their website is updated now to reflect US dollars. But it does work in our favor for those of us that are in the US because it is a little bit more inexpensive on our end than it would be on their end. So that's nice. Shipping is really quick, reliable. You can track it. I absolutely love it. I love this company. It's run by Scott and Michelle. They love what they do. I love to foil. I've been foiling for about 5 years now, and they do toner foiling. They have expanded into other crafty avenues such as paper, and I know that they do have a foiling machine. So I do use my Big Mama Mink, and that's over here. I don't have her up and going. I wanted to go through the unboxing first just to show you all the goodies that I have. So first off, with every order that you get, you receive a handmade card from Michelle. I always think that that's so nice. It's just like a nice personal touch. And always a handwritten note in here, some samples so you can this is toner. All of this is going to be toner foiling because that is what I do. I don't do hot foiling. I can put samples here, things like that for the foils that I love. So let's start with the foils. I've actually purchased this foil before. I really love it. It's called Rainbow Tight. It is so pretty. Let me open it. It comes in a roll, and these rolls are pretty big. So I hope you can see. I don't know if my lighting is doing me any justice in here. I'm trying. It's really dark out this morning. So I love that one. Silver is always a favorite of mine. This is a matte silver, so this is going to just make your project pop without the super shine that you may not want, but you're still going to get that extra in there. And this is baby pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors, and this is like a foily, shiny pink. So I absolutely love this. Let's go through some products that they have. So they have some new products since the last time I've ordered from them, which is really exciting. This is the foil sheets, and this is Mandala Dreaming, and this is foil art, and they have directions on the back. And that it's compatible with most hot laminators, and how you can use it, and then the directions right here, which is really nice. I always have the hardest time getting things back into the packaging, so I'll just save that for later. I really like this one. I have purchased this before, and I just use this on a card, and that's that. Maybe a sentiment, maybe not. You can foil these. You can toner foil these. Put foil over the whole thing. You can cut them up and do the foiling. You get different designs out of here, and you get, it looks like you get two of the same design, so that's really nice. This is just really pretty, and this paper is like it's like really smooth, so it's not like a rough paper. So always keep the directions in case if you are in doubt. Excuse me, it's early on a Saturday morning for me, and I just wanted to film this. I was so excited to be able to get into my craft room today. So this is going to be background sheets, and this is going to be Christmas Faith. Honestly, when I looked at this, I didn't even know it was Christmas because I didn't look at the description. I had many ideas for this that was more than Christmas. So this is perfect for bulk Christmas card foiling, if you want to do something really quick. I love this one. And then it just repeats itself. So that's nice. So like I said, I did not know that this was Christmas when I opened up the box. So I had many other ideas so it can be with us year round. This is just another one, and this also says Christmas Faith. So honestly, I don't know if that is a typo or not, but the product code for this one is T0159. And just so you know, you are going to be getting a discount. So I'm going to be putting the discount code in the description below. So if you want to kind of jot these down, if you really like them and you want to work with them, this is T0161. I really, really like this. This is screaming 80s to me, and I have a few fun 80s stamps. I actually have a Rubik's Cube stamp that I love using, and I don't use it nearly enough. So this is a lot of fun. Just kind of go through these. I love the circles. I mean, you could use this for Christmas, beyond. Honestly, with this with green foil stripe, like so pretty. This is I just love this. These are just so much fun. So they repeat themselves. So that's nice. Things you can use year round. They do do a lot of holiday designs and foiling. See, this says Christmas Faith as well, so I think it was a typo. So T0160. Okay, I didn't repeat myself. I feel like I just repeated myself. So let me try to open this. And like I said, I do not have good luck putting things back in the package, so I will fight with that later. So these are just foil backgrounds. If you're a 5x7 card maker, if you are a, I think I was out of shot, so I apologize if I was. If you're an A2 card maker, you can make 2 A2s out of this with the border, 5x7 with some beautiful scraps. This is so pretty. Just fun designs that can really elevate your card making. And here's this design again. Oh, so pretty. So we just kind of go through there. Now we're getting into the newer products that Crafty Critta has, and it's paper. So I'm going to move the box out of the way because I think that is kind of in my way. Toss that to the side. I'm going to get a sip of my morning tea. I hope you are all doing well, whatever time of the day or what day of the week it is. I hope you are finding time to do what you love. That's been such a struggle for me. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with like a spring paper pad. So because they did mail this to me about a week ago is when I received it. And this is product code PP039. This is so pretty. These paper packs are huge. I love the quality of their paper. I'm just kind of stacking things up next to me. And this is just like an overview of what's in there. And again, there's the product code, and you will be getting a discount. These are real neutral colors. I have a grandson, so this is like, that's what I'm thinking of. That's so perfect. Just, these are so pretty. Backgrounds, you could fussy cut these elements out. I'm going to be doing a little bit of fussy cutting today. And just so you know, because I did just skip over that, these are double-sided. I get so excited to create, and I have so many things going over in my mind that I kind of skip over the details. So this is really cute. I love the artwork on this with this bunny. And this is double-sided. I really like this. We have this, some fussy cutting elements. I'm going to use this, so because I kind of had that in my mind. And then we go back and start over. And you get quite a few. I mean, the paper pack is huge. And this is thick quality paper. This is smooth. You can hear that. It's not like a paperweight. It's not quite a thick cardstock weight, but it is more cardstock weight. Okay, and so the next one that we're going to go over is product code PP040. And this is like a springtime paper pack as well, because we're getting into the warmer months over here in California. Well, it's not quite. We have the the gloomy weather. What we have, May gray, and then June gloom, and then July it starts to get bright every day. But I'm further inland, so we're having pretty bright mornings, but really cloudy afternoons. This is just pretty, like a hydrangea. I love those plants. Just really pretty florals and designs. Really beautiful coloring. Look at that, the gingham. So pretty. I mean, you could just create so much. You could create a whole card with just this, because you could use one side, the other side. You could die cut out of this. You could use a foiled background. So now we're kind of coming back to where we started. And there's plenty more. So you don't have to feel like you need to hoard this paper pack. And this is PP0035. So it does say 4 designs of each. I did look over that as well. Oops. This was already kind of split open. But I'm excited to see this because it's like grain, wood grain. And so that's really neat. I love the dark coloring. I hope my camera, like I'm in frame. I apologize, I haven't. And these are not double-sided, but this paper pack is big. This really reminds me of Tim Holtz, to be honest. I have a few Tim Holtz paper packs that I do hoard because Mr. Timmy is retiring and I'm going to miss him dearly. And Joanne's is gone. Goodbye. R.I.P. And they carried a lot of my Tim Holtz products along with Ranger. Will still have them. So that's exciting. And then we kind of go back into where we've already gone before. This is so beautiful. Okay. So another one is a product code PP0033, and I'm saying the product codes, not that I'm trying to sell these to you, because I hate that when people get on videos and keep trying to sell stuff to you. If you want to go on their website and take advantage of the discount code that they did give me, you'll want to know the product code, and it looks like I'm doing it backwards. So this is just beautiful, and again, it's a big paper pack. This is just beautiful. Like really reminiscent of diamonds and glittery and sparkly. And this and this are similar colors. I mean, you could use these together if you wanted to with a foiled sentiment on top. So that's a lot of fun. So get a few of these, 4 designs. These again are not double-sided, but you get so many of them, you don't have to feel like you need to hoard them again. And I love that. This is going to be another, these are the newer to me. I probably hadn't ordered from them in probably about 2 or 3 months. So product code PP0027. So this is newer. Because I've not ordered, oh, and backwards again I go. I have not ordered any of these. So this is really nice. To get different designs of this. And if you watched Craft Roulette at all this week, I think one of the elements or the parameters was dreamy, and I'm really seeing dreamy in here. I might be making my Craft Roulette card with this. Just beautiful. And again, not double-sided. Real bright, shiny, because it's like, has like a silky finish to it, if you can see that. This is product code PP0013. Let's go in for that and open it up. All right. So there's just, it shows you what's in here. This is really dreamy too for Craft Roulette. Wow. So pretty. And the detail with the water droplets. I really like what they've done here. Beautiful. Oh, I love this. Who doesn't love a good sparkly rainbow, you know? I mean, if you're here, you're into the crafting genre, and most of us crafters store our inks and our blending brushes and all of that in rainbow color order. So if you're here, I know you love a pretty rainbow and you can appreciate this paper pack. I absolutely love this. This is speaking dreamy to me too. Wow. Okay. Here's another one. This is the last one that we'll go through. It's PP0005. And every time I've ordered from them, I have gotten a flat rate shipping charge. So that's been really nice. I don't know if they're still doing it that way, so please don't hold me to that. But with the discount code, this is definitely going to be worth your time. And this is not double-sided again, but you get a really big color contrast here, which is really nice. So this is more like alcohol ink or sand art, something like that. And I really hope you can see it. I feel like my coloring is off in here today. Just beautiful. Like a faux marble type look. I just, you know, and then there we have the neutral. So it just kind of keeps going through, and you get a lot in here. These paper packs are not small, guys. Okay, so what I am going to do, because I have an idea, I want to make a card front. And of course I did not prepare myself with making a card base, so that's really nice. So I'm gonna have to get that going. I think what I'm gonna do is gather my supplies. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna turn the Mama Mink on, and we're gonna create with the fun products that I just showed you. So stand by. Okay, I am back, prepared now. I wanted to get out some things from my personal foil stash. So I have like a box. I could show it to you really quick. I have a box full of foiling items. I just dumped some things out, but I wanted to show you. So in the package that Scott and Michelle did send me from Crafty Critta, I did get the matte silver, the baby pink, and the rainbow tight. I've used the rainbow tight before. I've not used these two before, but these are beautiful colors. So I'm going to set this aside. From my stash, I have Silver Waterfall. I absolutely love this because it's holographic and there's like a design in the foil. And this is toner foil. So this will work with any of your hot foiling machines, such as a Mink. A laminator. I honestly do not know how to use a laminator to foil, so I do know that they need to be heated up for quite the while. I think like 15 to 30 minutes to get maximum the heat. This is Confetti Rainbow. I don't know if any of these are in stock. This is what I had in my stash. I've used these before. I've used this a lot for birthday cards. I've just foiled a background and just put a happy birthday sentiment on it a lot, and it's always a big hit. I love that. I'm not going to be using these today, but I did want to bring these out and show you. And then I have this foil art, and this is just basically a card front, and this is product code T0065. These are just card fronts, and I was able to successfully get this back in the package because I have used this before. So let me bring one out for you and I'll show you what it's like. The Australian sizes to the US sizes are a little bit different. I will not lie to you about that, but it gives you a chance to add to the background. Maybe use a background paper, a pop of color, whatever you want, write a sentiment in here. This is all foilable. They look beautiful. I've used these quite a bit too for thank you cards, for blank cards, because I do make card boxes for a few of those that I love for different holidays and things like that. So that's just kind of an easy project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my Mama Mink, which I do not have enough space to put this all in frame. I apologize. Okay. Yep. I find that I can heat this up within 30 seconds. You see it blinking, that means it's not ready. I do a 3 normally. A heat setting level 3. I apologize. Like I said, it's Saturday. I've had a busy week. Like, this is my fun time. So I'm going to take these out of the equation. I'm not using this. I'm not going to be using the Rainbow Tight, although, wow, beautiful. I am going to, however, be using the baby pink because I want to use these fabulous pieces. Remember, this is on the double-sided. I want to use these. I'm going to cut these out, make a little cluster, and make a card front out of this. And I'm going to foil this whole thing. This whole thing isn't going to be a card front, which is fine. I do have my handy dandy dusty brush. So if you are in Foiling Snobs Club, you'll understand the reference. If not, I'll explain it to you. I just have an old makeup brush. I did get this at Target when it was like clearance. I don't know, probably 2 years ago. Any makeup brush from the Dollar Tree or whatever will do. So it did ding at me. It's ready. It's green. She's ready. They do sell desktop versions of the Mink. I just bought the Mama Mink like 5-6 years ago. So anyway, so what we do is we're going to dust off the front, and we're also going to dust our foil because we do not want any particles of dirt or specks of dust or anything like that to interfere with the foiling adhering to the toner. I do have a carrier sheet. My carrier sheet is not the cleanest. She is well loved. I'm not the neatest and most perfect crafter. A lot of Advid foilers will tell you to throw this away. It's no good. Excuse me. That's not always possible for me because I've only ever found these and the larger carrier sheets at Joann's, and they're not always in stock, and now they're goodbye. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to get them. I haven't been the most loyal Amazon shopper this year for my own personal reasons, so I'm probably gonna have to find somebody else that carries them. I'm just gonna set this as a sticker. I'm going to set it off to the side. The point of the matter was I still use these and everything comes out fine. This is going to be a hot surface, so be careful of that. So I'm going to set my other project elements aside. Get my carrier sheet again. And Dusty doesn't just apply to the card front that we're using, although it does, like, don't forget that, but it applies to everything that's going to be involved with this. So I'm just going to kind of roll this out, and you want it just a little bit bigger than the front. And I'm hoping I measured that correctly. I have special scissors, and by special, I mean I only use them for foil. These are standard scissors. Again, I got them at the Dollar Tree a few years ago, and that's what I use. And this is in my foiling box. So these scissors are not used for anything else. So I'm just going to dust off the opposite side of the foil, so the not shiny side. And it's going to go pretty side up. And I'm going to try to put this in here. I might need to use my bigger carrier sheet. But I think I'll be fine. And of course, nothing is ever straight in my world. The older I get, the worse my vision gets. And there we are. Smooth this out. And I'm going to try to bring it over here as much as I can. And I'm just going to feed it through. It's going to automatically start feeding it through. You're going to smell a little bit of a hot burning smell. It's nothing bad. I mean, if anything starts smoking, turn it off, of course. But I don't have that issue. It's just kind of from dust building up on it and the product running through it. And like I said, it is hot to the touch, so this is hot. So you want to be careful. It does have an automatic shut off. So that's nice. If you don't have a Mink, if you can't afford a Mink, and you don't want to use a laminator and you want to use something that's really reliable, Crafty Critta does have the best foil mate, I believe that's what it's called. I have to look online. They do have their own machine that you can buy, and it's like a mini version of something like this. I cannot recommend the Mink enough because the rollers are super, super strong. You get a perfect adherence every single time. I only had to wait not even 30 seconds for this thing to set up. I'm not going to have to keep feeding it through. I'm not going to have a whole lot of mishaps unless if it's me, my user error, which is, hey, I mean, I've been known to do worse things. So I love it. I can't say enough about it. I'm going to turn this off because I am only going to do this once for the sake of this video. So you want to wait till this is cooled off, and it cools off fairly quickly. Like it's still just a little bit warm, but not like hot. We're going to show you the magic in just a second. I'm going to pull this off, set this to the side, and I want to make sure that I'm in frame. Look at how beautiful that is, that baby pink. So I'm going to, ooh, ah. It reminds me of the Target circle logo. And I did get a tiny bit, like a hair was right there, right? That didn't foil. Look at this beautifulness. Oh my goodness. I freaking love it. Now we have this. What do we do with this? We toss it in the trash, you say? No, we do not toss it in the trash. I'm going to pull something out from my stash and I'm going to show you. They sell, and I think I still have them somewhere in here, so my apologies. Toner fronts. It's just the toner. I may have used them all, guys. I may have used them all. Oh. And this is absolutely gorgeous as well. This is Blueberry Swirl. This is Crafty Critter. I love this one. Well, they have toner fronts, and I have, here's a little bit. I do have these in my stash. I've done those before. You're like, let's just get to the project. I apologize. I don't have them. I think I've used them all. So they do have blank toner fronts. It's just a color of toner. They have like rainbow colors. They have a bunch of different colors. I didn't think I used them all, but I must have. This can be foiled on that. So don't discard this until you've used it. You could purchase from Crafty Critter with my discount code. You can purchase a blank toner front, and it's either black or they have ones that are in colors, rainbow colors, solid colors, whatever you want. And that will foil right over there. And then when you peel this up, this is completely used and it's blank. So do not throw this away. Save this in a little file folder is what I do. And save it for your stash. So I'm going to get out my paper trimmer because we are making a card front. And I didn't want this video to be super long, so I apologize if it is. But I think this video is completely worthwhile because it just kind of shows you the process from A to Z for foiling. I am going to, well, let me see. I was going to say an A2, but I kind of like the bigger elements over here. So I'm going to do a 5x7. I'm going to do a 5x7 card, and I'm just going to trim this down. And I'm going to save this. I can die cut out of that. I can use it as scraps in another project to make it pop, whatever. In a journal, this could be a belly band. I'm saving it though. That's like gold. Okay, so I'm going to be putting that away. So this is going to be my 5x7 card front, and I want to go ahead and check it over here on my mat to make sure I did it correctly, because that trimmer is newer to me and I don't always cut it perfectly. And I know I mentioned I'm going to be fussy cutting just because I like to fussy cut, so I'm going to make a cluster. And it's going to be a simple card front. I know Easter is over. I'm well aware of that. It is still springtime. We don't hit up summer until June. So I love the springy elements of this. I just love it. I don't know if I want to use the bunny and the hammock, but I know I want to use the little shed for sure. the Bunny Friends. I think I'm going to use him because I'm in the middle of a really great book right now. And that's just what I'm doing. That's going to be my little vibe. So a cluster is going to be like 3 or more, right? So I'm going to fussy cut this down and then probably put the egg somewhere in here. I think the egg. I'm going to fussy cut this element down. I could use my cutter bees because I will... I'm trying... I'll need to get into the little bits. So I'm trying to do kind of a fussy bubble cut here, if you will. I'm going to ink up the edges. I need to see if I'm on camera. I am. I apologize. Okay. And there we go. That's fussy cut. So that's going to be one of my elements on here. I might need to mat this just a little bit on something. So stand by. If I do, I apologize. I did not come as prepared. But like I said, I've just not had any time to get into the craft room. I was so excited to get this package last week. And I woke up this morning, watched a little bit of Bitty Penny, and I was like, before I start my homework and go spend some time with my grandson, I was like, I am going to create something fun. My soul will be so happy and feel complete when I go back to work Monday morning if I did something creative. So if that's why you're here, you are in the right place. We all need more time. We all need more money. I encourage you to start with more things that make you happy, and then you're going to be fulfilled in other parts of your life. Okay, so now we have 2 things cut. Oops, I'm kind of making a mess. So I'm going to cut the egg because I love the design on this. Oops. Cutting ovals and circles is so hard for me. Like, I want to do it in one fell swoop instead of multiple cuts, and that doesn't always work. So how are we going to even that out, you say? Well, we're going to ink it out. That's what we're going to do. I have these left over for a different project for a different day. Oops, I'm going to get out some of my ink. I have tea dye over here. And just my ink brush that I use. I probably could have done an A2 card. I don't really want to have to mat these, honestly, because then I'm going to have to go get paper to mat it. And so I want to try to bring out as much detail and make this stand out as much as I can without having to do that. But if I do have to do that, I will. Okay, there we go. I like to do a lot of my card fronts with no sentiment on them because I do make cards in bulk, and I don't necessarily have, like, I'll make a lot of cards and put them in my stash, and I don't necessarily have an occasion for them. So I'll kind of wait until what I know I'm making them for. I'm going to have to pop some of this up. I don't necessarily know how I want this cluster to go. I might have to mat these just a little bit on maybe a different color piece of paper because I want this to stand out. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get a black piece of paper and I'm going to mat on that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I hope I am readjusted and framed so it's not such a big area and we can kind of focus more on the project that we're doing now that we're done using the Mama Mink. Okay, so I have a black piece of paper. I actually could trim this down. This is what I'm thinking. I could trim this down to be an A2 card front and mat it with this black and mat these guys on black. That's kind of where I'm leaning because I think it'll make the pink pop a lot more. And I apologize, I did hit my camera. Because I just think everything else gets lost in here. I could ink this up if I wanted to in between, but I do not want to lose any of the beautiful shine of this baby pink. And here's what it looks like on the roll. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back out my paper trimmer. And I'm going to trim this down to 5.5 by 4.25. Now the bunnies are not going to be lost, and I'm still going to save those bits that I trimmed off. Okay. Oh, and I still want my trimmer because this is going to be a 5x7. I always like to cut on the long side first. I mean, that's just me. You do you. What makes you happy? And then I hope I have a 5x7 card base in my stash. So that looks a little bit weird to me too now, but I'm just going to get to decorating the card front because if I need that or not, I don't know. I'm going to glue these on. Maybe I can glue all three here. I'm going to glue these on and cut around it. So I'm going to bubble cut around these. So I may be making this more complicated than we need to, but I am me. So that happens. And I am a crafter. So let me glue this down. And I have like a microfiber cloth that I always use because I do not like my hands to be sticky. I love like having fun and making a mess in the craft room, especially like if I'm doing sprays or watercolors or things like that, but I don't like my hands being sticky. So I always have like a clean microfiber cloth around. And if you can see, you can start to see already. I don't know if you can see. The inking that I did is kind of already making this stand out a little bit more up against the black. So it's not getting so lost on the white. I'm not a big gardener for this reason either. I don't really like to get my hands dirty, although I do like to garden. It's fun, but I don't know. I don't need to be in the dirt, I guess. I've kind of always been like that. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It just is what it is. But when I was raising my kids, my son was always in, my daughter too, let's just be honest, was always loving to be in the dirt and was always into something and bringing it in, and I had to clean them off. That was fine. Like, no big deal. Just because I wanted them to be clean and I wanted the house to keep neat, but for myself, I don't know. That's just how I am. So I did not bubble cut that perfect. You know, I do my best. Perfection's an illusion. We hold ourselves to an unrealistic standard because that's what society says we should be doing. And if we don't do that, we're wrong and something's wrong with us. I can go on and on. There's professional theories for this and counseling because I am a mental health counselor. You do what makes you happy and what pleases you. As long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not hurting yourself, your time in the craft room is the best time that can be spent because you will be more present and happy for everyone else and every other aspect in your life. I just think that that looks better. To me, that looks better. I'm going to keep bubble cutting around this. I don't know if I'm going to need the black on the 5x7 base anymore. I'm not really sure. That's debatable. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make that decision in this video, but I definitely will make that decision and post it on my Instagram if I don't make that decision today. I do know that I like this though. I really like it because what it does is it makes this pink stand out so much better. And this is dark. I don't need to ink this up. I did not do a perfect bubble cut. I do know that. But I don't need to ink it up because it's already dark. So I am just kind of going to rearrange how I want things here. Because the Easter Bunny loves to read too, guys. Don't we all? Well, I do. I may want to pop the house up a little bit. I think I like that. I know he's a little bit covered up, but you get all of the elements here. So I do like that. I'm going to get my glue back out. I've been using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive because I ordered a refill one of these for my glue press. And it came with one of them already filled, so I'm just kind of using that. Kind of put that over here. You could, if you're a real stickler for wanting it to be how you want it to be, you could lay it down and be like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. That placement is just so perfect. That's what I want. It has to be that way. Nothing else will do. I will not be satisfied. Which sometimes that happens because we can get fussy as creators. You could put it down how you want it, take a picture of it with your phone, and then when you're gluing it down, you could rearrange it. I am going to look for some foam tape, which, I found my 3M foam tape. I love this stuff, but I have run out and I have not bought a new one. And I think this is really old. So I think I'm going to have to put glue on this. I just want this to pop up. Oh, see, I'm using the rest of it basically, but it is old. Okay. I actually have the world's best foam tape from Pear Blossom Press, which I think it fell behind my desk. I need to get it. I love that foam tape, actually. I absolutely love that foam tape. And it releases well. It's permanent after a little bit. You can reposition it if you need to. Love that stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to put this down here. And voila. It may not even be perfectly straight. And I don't have a perfect border around it, so that is probably going to be fine. Oh, my mink is still warm, so it stays warm for a while. I forgot to mention that. I could put it down like this. Let me go get a card base, which is going to be white because normally my card bases are white, and let's see how that works out. I am back, and so I could just put it like this. I could find some ribbon and put ribbon around it if that's what I want to do. I may need to zoom out just a little bit since we're going to be looking at the full project. Or I could put this down and put this here and do that. Honestly, I want to trim this down just a little bit so I have a white border, and I want to mat this on the black, I think. So let's do that. So this is a 5. Let's go down to 4 3/4. And then I have just a sliver. And this should be the 7. And I'm going to do the same thing to be 6 3/4. Just because that's how my ruler on here is measuring. All paper trimmers have a little bit of different measurements on them. Okay, so here's my card base. And so I have just a little bit of a mat right there. I may need to zoom out a little bit more. I'm sorry. And then I can put this on top of that. I like that the best. That's what I like the best. So I'm going to glue this down. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video today. It's been kind of a long one, and I know it's been a while since I've been here, so thanks for hanging in there with me. Let me know. Are you a foiler? Do you love foiling? And I'm just going to get this nice and crooked, aren't I? I'm trying not to, but I'm not the straightest today. Okay. I think it's my glasses. Yeah, let me know. Do you like foiling? Are you a foiler? And if you are, what kind? Do you do toner foil, hot foil? I do toner foil, and that's what the Mama Mink is for. And that Crafty Critta sells the toner foiling products. Have you ever, and if you are, have you ever used Crafty Critta before? I want to know. I love them. I've been using them for quite a few years for my products. And I normally don't order out of country for products just because of the shipping costs and the shipping time. So I don't normally do that. But with Crafty Critta, their shipping time is really fast. Their shipping cost is reasonable compared to any other place in the US, and I get to track the product, and I love the product. It's such good quality product. You get a lot of foil in here. It comes on a roll. And they sell, I mean, gosh guys, we went through all of this today. I mean, look. They sell backgrounds, they sell art bits, which these would be perfect for clusters. Like the backgrounds, the paper, just wow. And it's real vibrant coloring. The foil is beautiful. And this is the matte silver rainbow tight, and here is my finished project. What I could do if I wanted to get fancy is I could just put this in here and make this a pocket, and you could slide a little note in here so your friend could give this card away. A gift card could be slid in here, whatever. So I think I'm going to do that, and that's how I'm going to finish off the card, and then I will post that on my Instagram. But thank you so much guys for hanging in there with me today and going through all the product. And I mean, are you a foiler? That's what I want to know. And I hope that I have taught you something here today. And if not, hey, I hope you had a good time and you were able to get some creative inspiration. Don't forget to check out that discount code below in the description box, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up and a follow, and head on over to Crafty Critta and utilize that discount code. We can use as many discounts as we get right now with everything that's going on, and still do our self-care practices. So I will see you guys very soon. Bye.